This is why I hunt, for this right here, this moment. This is why everybody should hunt.
My name is Billy Katz, son of George Vasilios Katziganis. Unfortunately, approximately 9 years ago, my father left us and passed away. Suddenly, my dad was gone. My dad was my best friend. He was the best man at my wedding. He was my hunting and fishing partner. He was my motivation, my inspiration. He made me who I am today. Taught me a lot of things in my life. One of the greatest things he taught me was how to be a good father. I appreciate that, and I think about that every day. There isn't a minute of my life that I don't go by not thinking about him. I started a company a few years ago in honor of him, in tribute to my father, because I thought and I needed to tell his story.
Here we are once again in Alaska, once again with Billy and Ron Lynn combo. Beautiful bull, shot by Billy, guided by, well, I guess we gotta say the Alaskan Superman, Ron Lynn.
He was very generous, very caring, very loving. The best thing about my dad is he always put others first before him. Very unselfish. And if more people today in this world were like him, we'd be in a better place.
My father was a Chicago fireman, and George had his own wholesale foods company, and he'd run into my father downtown, and he would say to my dad, "I'm going to marry your daughter someday." And my dad would say, "Just get out of here, you crazy Greek." Proposed to me in front of my whole family on February 4th, which was his birthday, and my mom's like, "Wait till Valentine's Day," but he couldn't wait.
Dad, turn around.
What'd you do, have it on film?
He went hunting with Billy in Alaska. Billy got a bear. He did not get a bear, but he cried and was ecstatic that he's passing this experience on to his son. And his son got to feel exactly what his father meant. Go to such remote areas, but would come back, I mean, a new man, refreshed. It was a huge stress reliever for him because he had so much pressure with the business. You appreciate your job, you know, your business and what you do have and what you've developed in life, and it gives you a spark to look at things in a better light than be down.
Boom! I knew he hit him. Where'd he catch him? Right here?
No, we couldn't find it. That was one on his shoulder.
I shot right here, couldn't find it. We found the two in the back where I shot, didn't we?
So this is my first trip in Canada with my dad, and this is me and my big northern that I caught. And I think he was really surprised and proud that that we had the experience together of being on the boat, and that he saw that I had the energy that he had when he was there. And I didn't want to leave. I wish I could go back.
Nice. Got him in the water? Look
Yeah.
at that sucker. He's tough.
I don't know if my brother really realizes how proud my dad, how proud my dad is of him. Because when he wasn't around and I was home living with my dad always would talk about how excited and ecstatic he was watching Billy. It meant so much to my dad that all of us enjoyed being outside and loving the outdoors and loving life in that way. It wasn't about material things, it was about the memories we made and the experiences we made together and the stories that we have to pass on to keep his name alive. My dad used to
feed animals in our driveway by hand, and I was amazed at how close he could get to nature. Just because it's who he was. It was his character. People loved him, animals loved him.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Dad, nice catch.
Yeah, you got the sunset, the midnight sun.
Give us a good smile, honey.
I moved to Chicago in February of 1996, and I met George Katsiganis not long thereafter. And the day I met him, I still remember it. I mean, I remember what he was wearing. It sounds weird and hokey, but it was one of the greatest days of my life. It's not often you meet a person like that changes your life. And George had that effect on people.
You know, when he got time off of work, that's what he would do. You know, my dad was Greek and everybody said, did you ever travel to Greece? And I said, no, not really. You know, what you guys do for family vacations? And we went hunting and fishing. That's what we did. We would go to Canada, or we would go hunting on a big game trip or something like that, me and my dad. Well, one of the three things my dad loved to do the most, he harvested a lot of big game. He harvested elk, mule deer, black bears, moose, you name it, my dad hunted it. Or you name the fish, my dad fished for it. But his three favorite things to do out of anything was hunt for black bears, white-tailed deer hunt, and go to Canada fishing, especially Ontario.
36-pounder by Uncle Jim.
Not on your red eye. Not on your red eye. Forget about your red eye.
Pick him up.
Congratulations.
Nice fish, huh?
Okay, I'll pick him up now. See him and then we'll cut him. We're waiting for you guys to get that eye.
Uncle Jim, you're gonna mount him, are you?
Yep. Come on.
It's one of my dad's favorite shirts. Hopefully it brings me luck. Here's one of my favorite good luck charms. I had to take this off my father when he passed away, but I always carry it with me when I go hunting and fishing. I'm going to dedicate this upcoming season to you, Dad. I'm going to make it a season to remember. Okay. Greatest thing is about these pictures is as soon as I roll over and my alarm goes off in the morning, it's the first thing I look at, besides my beautiful wife, is my father's smiling. The great smile. How could you not have a good day looking at that every time you wake up?
On the bottom, right?
Yes.
You hold the button in?
Oh, look at this nice fish.
You hold the button in?
Yeah, no.
Huh?
No. Oh, what a feisty sucker, huh? What a feisty sucker.
I've been coming to Canada since 1975 at the age of 3 with my father and my mother. Doing the long 18-hour drive as a young kid, you never thought that you could last that long. And we always used to go to this lake called Little Dixie, one of the first lakes I've ever been to in my life. And my dad would make me walk 1.5 miles all the way to the lake where we used to have to pack in. And I think it helped me be who I am today. I always used to pull on my dad and say, hey, Dad, pick me up, pick me up. He goes, no, you're walking. As well as my mother too. So they got married, and the funny thing is they went to Acapulco for a week on their honeymoon, and another week they went to Canada. And that tells you how much the outdoors is in my blood. When my parents are going on their honeymoon, packing out into Canada.
He's no longer here, but this is what he taught me, how to catch fish like this. And here I'm with my family, and this is the first fish of our trip right off the dock. This is what the outdoors is all about, baby.
Muskies, absolutely awesome, action-packed, gnarly teeth, elusive predator, comes to the boat, chases you on a figure 8, and most of the time I catch him right next to the boat.
A nice little guy. Grow up and go get bigger. And tell your grandpa I'm looking for him. You let him go? Yeah, let him go.
What better lesson in patience is there for a kid or for an adult? You know, I remember as a kid I didn't really like fishing. I didn't really like deer hunting. I liked bird hunting or hog hunting or something that I was pursuing and going through the woods. Now, as I'm older, I love just sitting in a boat waiting for that fish to hit. You know, I love just sitting on a riverbank or, you know, the bank of a lake or a pier, just waiting.
Yeah, this is a beautiful lake trout. We're gonna eat them tonight. I'm gonna make for a fresh lake trout dinner. This is what it's all about right here.
But they always say you're not dead if people are still talking about you. So I want to lead a legacy that my father did. Will I be able to fill his shoes? Probably not. But if I can get closest to that, closer to a person that he was, then I know I'm doing good.
George was an unknown legend in the hunting and fishing world. Never wanted any credit, wanted to take everybody with him, and wanted everybody to experience it and enjoy it like he did. And I've never in my life seen anybody enjoy not just the hunting and fishing, but involving everybody around him in it.
I have never in my life met somebody who tried to introduce the outdoors to more people. George was never about himself out in the field. He always wanted you to succeed. He always wanted you to do well.
A lot of people don't go for the muskie because you don't eat muskie for one, and for two, you know, it's a beautiful fish, but it takes a lot of hard work to get there. Like anything, you got to stick with it and be consistent. They don't call it the fish of 10,000 casts for no reason. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Catching the, you know, the walleyes, lake trout, everything else to eat is perfect, but love those toothy critters. Hopefully I'll get to be able to put a big fish in the net. Big muskies love topwater. Look at this bait. Red, black, white, scales, iridescent eyes, great sharp hooks, great split ring. Why wouldn't a big fish want to eat this? And it's going to move left to right, so you're going to cover a lot of water with this bait. Conditions are perfect for this.
Numerous people that I've been friends with that have taught me how to become a better angler just by picking up different stuff. Yeah, I fished my whole life. Am I an expert? Am I the best in the world? No, no one is. You can always learn from someone else regardless of their experience level.
Oh, yeah, that's a beauty. Beautiful walleye. Walleye. One of the best fish you can ever eat. How beautiful is this? Can't wait to get this on my plate. You will never relax more than I relax in Canada. There's no communication to the outside world. Obviously, I can get a satellite phone, but no need. I want to be untouched. I want to be one without here. This gives me a week to just maybe be me and to enjoy what I've been doing my whole life since a young kid. It's just a way to get away from the world, to be on your own and love the outdoors. Being here makes me a happier person when I do go home. My father always says, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And when I do go home, obviously, I miss my wife, I miss my kids, but when I do get home, it's not that I love them more. You miss them so much, and you're away for a week enjoying yourself and being one with nature. But when you get home, yeah, kiss them and love them a little bit more that extra day. So which I'm not gonna love them any less or any more. I love them the most. But when you do get home, it's a great feeling. Good form is the key to shooting your bow.
Okay?
Okay.
One finger up, two down. Put your left arm forward, all the way back. You do. Go. Boom. Okay, ready? Draw back like here and at the target. Boom. All right, good job.
Hunting is the one proven method to be able to control bear populations. Behind whitetails, bears in North America have the second largest population of any mammal.
Man, what a beautiful area. This is where epic things happen. Can't wait to get up in the mountains. Take a boat over there, got about an hour and a half boat ride. And then we'll be chasing the elusive black bear. British Columbia. Can't get any better.
And George and Billy are going to Alaska to get the big brown bears. The last frontier.
That's where we're going.
Man, this is so cool. There's thousands of jellyfish all around us. There's big ones, there's small ones. They're so pretty. They're tentacles. They have like 4 circles in the middle of their body, and they like change pink, purple. I've seen all kinds of different colors from them. And they're in all depths of the water column. That's something about British Columbia. You never know what you're gonna see. You could see black bears, you could see Roosevelt elk, you could see cougars, you could see jellyfish, all kinds of different species of fish in the water, seals, killer whales. What a beautiful country. Hunting black bears in the fall in British Columbia is so cool for the simple fact that you get to see them come down from the mountains and come and feed on those rivers. Usually you're seeing a grizzly bear do that. They're sticking their paws in the water, they're flipping up the salmon, they're picking up the dead ones. You'll see them pick up a piece of fish and they'll only eat a certain part. Yes, these pink salmon are dying on the way up, but those bears know what part of the fish has the most protein and the most nutrients for them. So it's pretty cool to see these black bears get very picky on thousands and thousands of fish to pick from. It's a different aspect of hunting. Here you're seeing them in their natural environment and actually building up their fat content for the winter. There's so much protein in this area. It's so raw and natural with aquatic life. and several other species of animals, that all these animals in this area flourish off what's here in British Columbia.
Look at the size of him. Put one right across his nose.
I see that there.
Oh, you gonna go up and touch him?
Oh yeah, you got the rifle, I got the camera.
My dad had the utmost respect for black bears for the simple reason that it was a dangerous animal to hunt. For two, he harvested several black bears, and he just loved the aspect of, he used to go to Red Lake, and there was a lake called Stone Lake, and we used to put the bait on the rock, and the bears used to come to the bait of the rock, and my dad would take a boat and put all the branches and camouflage the boat and hide in there in the water close to the rock and shoot the bear off the rock. We've been on the hunt the past 4 or 5 days and we found one. And to make matters worse, Mother Nature kept bringing rain for days on end. It wouldn't stop, the rain was endless. Blackbirds are very hard to judge. Okay, when you're hunting them over bait, they usually have a 55-gallon drum most of the time, and that's a good way to estimate how big the bear is, because if the bear is, top of their back is on top of the 55-gallon drum, it's usually a bigger sized boar. You usually don't want to shoot the sows with the cubs because you want them to have more cubs, more babies. What does that provide? It provides, once again, game management, and provides more bears for us to harvest, and it makes it makes the bear, obviously, group of bears or in that area, it makes them healthier. So when it comes to hunting bears, they're very hard to judge. So when you hunt them over bait, like I said, they judge it by a 55-gallon drum most of the time, but when you're not hunting them over bait and you're walking, stalking, it's difficult. The hunt is back on, and we are ready to go chase a nice big bear. And then it just wasn't my day. The sky opened up again. I had to extend my trip because Mother Nature didn't cooperate.
The rain's been killing us. I keep telling myself to stick with it. Come on, Mother Nature, help us out.
See if you're with me. Give me a guess.
Finally, we got a break from the rain. We're gonna travel up this coastline and see if we can see some bears. After this weather for 5-6 days, those bears were hunkered down. They weren't moving, very lethargic. Now, with the weather being good, they should get up and move and put the feed bag on. Yeah, when this tide goes down, you see all kinds of different stuff you never see. And when there is high tide, you'll see the barnacles, you'll see the seaweed. This area is so rich in aquatic life. You see the fog coming through the mountains. You can see a weather change approaching from a long ways away. It's such an incredible place to be. This is something really cool to see. A lot of bears are scratching this tree all the way up to the top there. You see the big claw marks in them. A lot of big bears in this area. This is so cool. We're on a spawning channel off the main river. It's a lot easier for those bears to get at these fish up in this area.
The whole thing's just loaded with tracks in here and sign. There's dead fish everywhere. The bears have been really spending a lot of time on this about a quarter-mile spawning channel here. It's just loaded with bear sign. You'll see as, oh, it's awesome. You'll see as we go, there's dead fish everywhere. There's bear tracks. They got the banks just beaten down where they're fishing. You'll see all the fish.
Should be a good opportunity. Tons of dead fish up on the shore here. lures are feeding pretty heavy in here. Wow, look at this. Look at all the salmon.
It's so easy for the bears to catch fish here. They're just coming in and grabbing. It's just like a grocery store there.
It's all beat up over here too. There's dead fish all up on the shore.
A lot of time. Don't be long and we'll be seeing bears in here. Another hour or so they'll start to move in. Pretty cool.
Never see stuff like this.
Thousands of fish in here.
Wow.
You can see it's so easy for them to get fish here. It's unreal.
Sneak up and look to see if it's a good bear to take. Looks like a mature boar.
I think we should have a closer look, Billy. It looks like a pretty good bear. Just like to get a little bit closer.
Move up on this side here.
Yeah. Just drop down and we'll get a real good look at him from down there.
All right. Sounds good.
I think we'll pass them up. There's bigger bears around here. There's a nice bear, but I think we can do better.
Okay.
Let's just ease on down the trail here and
work our way out.
I think we'll get her over to the river and sneak down the river and come in at the bottom end of the spawning channel.
Okay.
Just see the top of its back. It should be coming around the corner any time.
There she is. There she is. It's a nice looking bear.
It's not bad. I think it could be a sow though. Notice the narrow head on it.
Yeah, pretty tight around the back. It's a beautiful bear though. Should we go after that bear, Brad?
I think we better have a better look at it. Looks pretty good from here.
Sneak up, stalk up on him and get closer.
Let's go.
That looks like a damn good bear.
There he is. Yep, there he is, brother. Get ready. Perfect broadside shot taken.
There he is. I'm gonna take him, Brad.
Take him. He's hit good.
It looked like I hit him real good, huh? Thanks. Thanks, Brad. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Fucking good one, Billy. Good shot.
Thanks, Brad.
Perfect. You're smoking. Good one.
Thank you.
Really good. Yeah, that was a nice shot.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I heard two, but that's not where he shot him.
Oh, no.
He shot him back there.
Yeah, he shot him from. No, he shot him right here.
Oh.
That's when the work begins. That's the hard part, right then and there. For one, you have to skin the animal. You have to gut the animal, and you have to pack the animal out. Regardless if it's an elk, say it's an 800-pound elk, or a huge bear, or a big muley, or a big whitetail. When the animal is harvested, that's when it all begins. You have to pack that out, regardless if you have horses or not. And that's what makes hunting such a mental and physical sport. Sometimes, like I said before, you're not always successful. It's a mental game. You have to stay focused, and sometimes you lose focus because of frustration.
Shot.
Thanks for being with me,
Only
Brad.
About 20 yards.
Oh, 20 yards and piled up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a beautiful bear.
Beautiful bear. He's got a beautiful hide.
Yeah, nice bear.
Beautiful hide.
Most hunters show such respect for that animal. It's funny. People see a deer hanging on the wall, a deer head or a moose or even a bear, and they see it as this trophy of barbarism. When actually, more often than not, it's this show of respect that this hunter has for this, this animal that made it 12 years, and then made it long enough that it was time to take him out. Most hunters are so responsible with their own game management.
You gotta be in tip-top shape. I mean, you gotta work out months and months ahead of time. If you're going into the mountains, like if I know I'm drawing a elk tag, I'm working out 6 months, a year ahead of time. I mean, I'm getting focused, I'm getting mentally in the game. At the same time, I'm getting physically ready to go hunt. It's such a great feeling when you draw that tag. You're like, yes, I'm going on a big game hunt. I get a chance at harvesting a dream animal of mine. I get to eat the meat. It's gonna be great, but you gotta get in shape.
This is pretty awesome. We're in Brad's boat. He bought, what, 35, 40 years ago?
Yeah, more like 42 years ago.
This is what you call a fishing out of history boat, huh? And she still works. Full workhorse.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day I'll get the opportunity to bring my children up here to experience all these salmon spawning in these rivers, thousands of fish stacked up, and possibly getting the opportunity to harvest a big, beautiful black bear in its natural environment.
I didn't know what to do. I said, Bill, I'm leaving in the morning for Alaska. When is the funeral? He said, don't worry. Billy told me, I remember he said, Eric, where do you think my father would want you to be, at his funeral or up on the Koyukuk hunting giant bull moose? And I was leaving the next morning, and Billy said, you go. And I went. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life.
A day before I left for this trip to Alaska to do some moose hunting, a really good friend of mine, George Katziganis, my hunting partner, my hunting mentor, one of my best friend's fathers, he passed away, and he was a really big hunter, and maybe this is him looking over us up here, this rainbow. Hopefully we'll get up there and find a great big one, so we'll see what happens.
Get another one. Wait, no, he's going down.
Thanks, man.
Hold it right there. Let's pull him down.
Whoops. Thank you, Mr. Katziganis.
I took a Boone and Crockett Alaskan Yukon moose, a true giant, and I am positive that that happened because George was watching over me.
Every time is a learning experience. You can spend a lifetime learning more and more about muskies and all kinds of other fish. It just matters on what gets you, what gets your adrenaline rush and your heart pumping. Man, muskie fishing is so tough. A lot of hours, a lot of sore shoulders, sore arms, sore everything. It's so tough at times, but the reward at the end is the best.
Fish! Net! Come on! Get him. Net him, net him, net him. Yeah! Yeah! Love muskie fishing. Yeah! This is what it's all about, man. These fish are monsters. Look at the size of this fish. Another prehistoric beast hits the net. Beautiful. Look at the color on him too, he's clear. Beautiful fish. Muskies are a very docile fish. You gotta have to take care of them so someone can catch them another day. Make sure you get water in their gills so when you do release them, they can live and someone else can catch them. Yeah, that's the big, oh no, he's not. Give it to me. Yeah! Woo!
Oh my God, look at the size of the head on this one.
Another big fish.
That is a huge muskie. Oh my God.
Keep his head down. Keep his head down.
Oh my God.
That's a mid-40 fish.
He's out. Okay. Let him relax a little bit. Muskies, baby! 45 and a half.
That's more than 30 pounds.
Oh, yeah, Uncle Ben!
Yeah! Hey, Greco!
Great spot. Weeds, rocks, adjacent to deeper water. Everything we need for a big fish. Yeah, these rocks, they extend out here. Once an island comes to a certain point, usually underneath the water, it's exactly the same. And that's where the fish will be sitting, on that rock hump or flat, just above it or just on the edge of it. It's calm, it's beautiful, quiet. Life slows down out here. Don't have to worry about the everyday stresses of life. Just be out here and fish and enjoy it. And hopefully, hook into a fish. Preferably a muskie. Let's put a big fish in the boat. Muskies. It's a learning game. Every time I go out, I learn more and more about how to pattern the fish, what colors are used for what conditions. No matter what I'm doing in the outdoors, every time I'm out doing it, I'm learning. Am I necessarily call myself an expert? I don't think anybody's an expert. I think everybody learns every time, regardless if you've been doing it your whole life.
Oh, yeah! Beautiful fish! Beautiful muskie. Look at the color on this fish. Amazing. Love muskie fishing. Yeah, love muskie, baby. Yeah. Let's go get another one. Come on, Danny.
Bring him over. He's a big one.
Get the net out.
I got them.
Got it. Yeah! Yeah! Whew, I got the shakes, I'll tell you that. Got him. Yeah. Yes, Custom X does it again. Look at the color on that bait. Just phenomenal. The sparkles, everything. It matches the bait fish in this water, and that's why they're eating it. It's not super big, it's a 5-inch. He makes 8-inch, 7 inches, all kinds of different baits like this, but this has been the hot bait. Uncle Danny caught his fish on it, and so have I. You can't beat this bait. Thanks, Custom Net. You made my day. Prehistoric. Look at how beautiful the coloring is on this fish. Look at his teeth. We found some structure where there was some islands, some reeds, little drop-off adjacent to deeper water. Just stuck with it, and eventually it worked out. Caught 2 fish in the last hour, and persistency pays off once again. Another fish. We gotta release this beautiful fish.
People ask me, why do I fish? There's a lot of reasons why I fish. For one, it's in my blood since the young age of 3. For 2, it makes me happy. It's one of my stress reliefs in my life. Musky fishing too, you never know what you're gonna run into. You know, they always talk about that 50-incher. You're chasing that. Chasing some guys that are so experienced and have had luck, they're chasing a 55 or a 51 or a 52. Most people that haven't even caught one are just looking to catch their first muskie. It's an exciting fish to catch. And you use big baits like this, it's hard work. You're casting all day long with it. It's a workout. People think it's easy.
It's so exciting when you do hook into one because you never know if it's that possible 50-incher. And they're so strong of a fish. They're such a big fish and predatorial fish. That's why it's such a challenge to get one. You put all the time and the hard work into it, and when you do land one, you'll never forget it for the rest of your life. It's a memory that's instilled in your brain that's priceless.
He's gorgeous.
You got a beautiful rack.
Oh my God. Oh, I shouldn't swear. Quit it, Billy.
Why?
Turn that thing off. Oh my God.
That alarm clock goes off at 4:30, and you hear it and you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. It's been a long season. But if you don't get up and don't get out there, you're going against everything you've done. You have to stick with it. As far as weather conditions, they're bad. They're bad a lot of times. But you got to catch that window when you do get that weather. And hopefully those deer do cooperate. I got a phone call the other day. My grandpa, who's 83 years old, was one of the toughest men I ever knew in my life. Taught me a lot about life and everything in general. Was always there for me. Passed away this week. In life, we all have to deal with death at some certain point. You can't sulk in your sorrow, and you can't sit and mope around. You have to pick yourself up, and you have to move forward. Live your life like they would have. Keep moving forward and stand tall. That's what they want, and that's what you need to do. I absolutely love these conditions too, because for one, when it's really, really windy, the deer can't hear as well, so you can get away with a little bit more movement. The deer have to feed eventually. They have to get up on their feet, and they have to feed. So I'm setting myself up on this food plot here. Hopefully these winds will die down this afternoon, and we'll get the opportunity we need. The deer, it's rut time, but the deer really haven't been rutting really hard because of the inconsistent weather, warm temps. I haven't seen a ton of rutting activity. But if you're not out here, you're not hunting. You're not giving yourself that chance to harvest that mature whitetail or to fill your freezer.
trees. I'm gonna try to get a shot on him. Here's my opening. I'm gonna take him. He went down into the bottom of the draw. What a beautiful, beautiful deer. All white. Put a good shot on him. Real good shot. Tail tucked. He went down. Give him a little time and then we'll go recover him. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, big buck, bigger than the last one, bigger. Oh my God, he's coming right here. Holy cow, he's bigger than the last buck. Over to the trees. Here he comes. He's gonna come right on top of me. Here he comes, here he comes. All the work, all the time I put into this, all came down to 10 minutes. My two angels were with me today. My grandpa, my dad. Those are the guys that brought the deer for me. It's 2 bucks. The first buck, my dad or my grandpa brought him to me. I don't know which one. And then 5 minutes later, another one came. 2 bucks for my 2 angels. I've never done this in my whole life. Never. Not once. But I did it today. This is why I hunt. For this, right here. This moment. This is why everybody should hunt. The chances of this happening are like, you got a better chance of hitting the lottery. My body, my mind, my heart, I'm just in shock. Complete and utter awe.
To have taken 2 giant deer in a span of a half hour. That's also George, his father, watching over him.
Growing up in the Midwest and hunting deer ever since I could walk, I've only heard stories from old timers about going in the woods and coming out with 2 giant deer. But to be able to capture it on film like Billy did, there was definitely somebody looking down from up above.
Oh my God, big doe, big doe, big doe. She's over through the trees. Here she comes, here she comes. So she steps out, I'm gonna take her. Down into the dry, hit her good, hit her good. She went down. I can't believe this. I just can't believe this. Oh my God. 3 deer in a half hour. This has never happened in my life before. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thanks, great. Thanks, Dad. All the emotions, all the work have come down to right this moment. We're filming and we just knocked down 2 big bucks. We're gonna go look at the big bucks and get down. Some of my buddies are still hunting. And I look to my left and here comes a big doe. Big mature doe. I have 3 tags. 2 bucks and a doe. And she came right up.
If you don't go hunt deer and you don't manage them and you don't take out the older ones and take out the culls ones, then you're allowing these inferior genes to be passed on. Obviously in LA or New York or any metropolitan city, people don't really understand this. Where I live and where I'm from in East Texas, one year I hit 3 or 4 deer in 1 year with my truck. These deer, you know, are overrun and they're getting hit on the side of the road.
Whole bunch of blood here. Right down into the draw. He's probably in the bottom here in this gully. Here's good blood. All over the tree spraying. It's gotta be down in here somewhere. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, we got good blood going down into this gully. A mortally wounded deer always goes down. He's gotta be in here somewhere. As if he went up the hill, that's no good. Oh shit. What a beautiful deer. Oh my God. Look at him. Beautiful, beautiful deer. Wow. Such a tough, big, strong animal. Look at him. Big body, big neck. He's rutting. He stinks. Beautiful. This is what makes all the hard work pay off in the end. What an amazing day it was today. Have the opportunity to tag out on opening day. I've never done it before, and this is the first. What are the odds to shoot a buck like this caliber and then 5 minutes later have the opportunity to harvest one a little bit bigger? Chances like that don't happen all the time. And I took full advantage of it. Let's go look for buck number 2. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a buck of a lifetime. Oh. That's the deer I called Perfect 10. Had him on trail cam all year. I finally got the opportunity to harvest him. It's an old deer. Got a head like a bowling ball. Yeah, this deer's been on the farm for a long time now. His genes are all over. We will see a lot more deer like him. He's passed his genes along. Hopefully more deer out here will be like him. My dad and my gramps. This one's for you too. Perfect 10. Thanks for bringing him to me. This one's for you guys.
One thing I have to say is to everyone is to love your family so much, especially your parents or grandparents. Hold them close, give them a kiss, and don't let the little things make a difference. It's not worth it. My dad would have wanted it this way. He always said, Billy, your family is so important, take care of them. You'll never realize how important they are until they are gone. My dad instilled in me bringing a newbie into the outdoors, say fishing or say hunting, regardless, either way. What you are doing there is you're showing someone a whole other part of the world, for one. For 2, a new experience. For 3, you're changing their life. For 4, you're putting a smile on their face and a story in their mind that'll last a lifetime. And for that, you can't replace that. You love to see the look on someone's face when you're coming up to their house with some deer sausage and some ground meat and some jerky, and they're like, wow, this stuff is so awesome. And people ask me every year, it's like, hey, can I get more of that next year? I'll pay for it. It's like, don't worry about it. It just gives me an excuse to enjoy my sport a little bit more when I can give back to other people.
It's not necessarily about the horns. Sometimes it's about filling your dinner plate. Sometimes it's just about the challenge. Sometimes it's just about the experience. But you gotta keep fighting mentally, emotionally, physically, until you get to your end result and get the highest reward you've been looking for all season long.
Would my father want me to sit here and mope every day and grieve and cry and say I can't do anything, because my dad's gone? No. He would want me to stand up, stand tall, and go forward and move on. I live my life now the way he would live his, at least try to. I try to be a better person each and every day, and I try to emulate how he lived his life. If you can do that and emulate someone you look up to and you respect highly and have a lot of love for, I think you're doing all right. You know, that's just life in general. But you can't sit and sulk and grieve and...
Do 2 at a time.
Up 6.
Yeah, I want to try 2 at a time.
You can't hit 1 at a time. How are you going to hit 2? Huh?
I said it.
Hey, you're not supposed to see anyway. You're not supposed to see anyway. It's about time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's hard. It's very hard to watch my mom, my brother, my sister, and our kids without him. But I know he's here. I know he watches our family. I know he's our angel.
Not only was he a wonderful husband and a great humanitarian, he was a wonderful father. He taught all of my children so much and left them all empty when he left us. But my goal in life is to pass it on to my grandchildren.
If you're lucky, you'll have a relationship with your father like I had with mine. Being around my father, he was my best friend. As you can see, he was the best man at my wedding. And as you can see behind me, I had this picture customly done for him as a gift for being my best man.
I feel my dad is so proud of my brother, to the person he has become, the man he has become. And if I could sum my father up in 3 words, I would say educator, friend, and legend.
George never cared about the record book. He always cared about the camaraderie, the other people, having a good time, and just the enjoyment of hunting and fishing with friends and family.
The great thing about George was, not only was he a hunter, not only was he a conservationist, he was a servant leader. If there's one way to describe George Katsiganis, it's the fact that he gave more than he took.
He taught me how to become a better person, not only just towards others, but how to develop myself as a man, how to become a good father, how to become a good son, how to become a good brother, how to become a good cousin, how to become a good person in general. So that's why this tradition that I've been doing my whole life and sharing in the outdoors with my family needs to be passed on. Because not only does the outdoors treat you great values, great skills, great morale, great morals, great camaraderie, but it teaches you how to be a good person. And that's why you pass the tradition on to our younger youth today. Your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, whoever is younger than you that you can get the opportunity to take into the outdoors. Not only are you showing them the outdoors and how great it is, for one, you're passing on a tradition. You're making your family stronger, and you're developing people into becoming better people as themselves.
Yeah, good job.
What do you think about turkey hunting?
I like it.
You gonna do it again?
Uh-huh. Heavy. That means he's a beautiful bird. Hope you guys who are watching get a turkey this year. Got a fish!
What'd you get?
Bluegill again. We got 3 bluegills. Look at my bluegill. We had so much fun today fishing, right guys? Yes. It was so much fun, and thanks to Sophie for coming. Thanks a lot.
This is off right here. We might be turning this. I don't think we're turning this. I think we're okay on this one. That's just the cap to cover it. Slide it all the way.
Life is too short. It goes by too fast. Make every season a season to remember.
Once again, this film is produced and directed by G.V. Kachiganis. Thank you.
Father, do you remember the wild's call? Just us in December we ran for the memories that East futures paint. I give thanks. We've all heard it said that the sins of the fathers are passed along down to the son.
Get by this way! Venga, morti para allí, se slipper get by! Slipper get by it, eh? Got moto? For Christ's sake! The slipper got me menos que 5 pieces on his knees. Take it easy, man. Gotta take a picture and let him go. We gotta let him go now.
How big is he,
Not
Dad?
that big. Put him back in the water. Hey, take a picture of him. Put the scale on. Where's the scale? Hurry up. Get the scale. We gotta get him back in. Hurry up.
Some things have ended and others begun. Only our seasons change when we have come to terms. Seasons will come and go. What have we learned? Son, you've grown into more than I ever could possibly hope for. I wish that I could be there to explain how much I give thanks. Seasons will go.